Michael Carter's life was a whirlwind of highs and lows, from waking up in the ICU feeling the crushing weight of betrayal, to discovering his wife Linda's chilling plan to take over his diner and fortune. Michael's journey was anything but ordinary, but his resolve only strengthened as he uncovered Linda's infidelity and set out to reclaim his life with the help of a compassionate nurse named Emily. The dramatic escape from the hospital was just the beginning of his fight for justice. Confronting Linda and her lover was a turning point, but the battle was far from over. With Emily's support, Michael gathered loyal staff and sought the truth, leading to a courtroom victory that brought justice to light. As the diner staff rallied around him, Michael rebuilt his life and found love in unexpected places. From promotions and new beginnings to a heartfelt wedding, his story transformed from betrayal to triumph. Michael's journey reminds us of the power of resilience, loyalty, and new beginnings. If you are not subscribed, I recommend you subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss any videos. Before we dive into this story, please let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Michael Carter, a once thriving diner owner whose name was synonymous with success in the vibrant city of Los Angeles, found himself awakening to a nightmarish reality. His surroundings were shrouded in darkness, the sterile, unforgiving environment of the intensive care unit offering no solace. The incessant beeping of medical machines created a dissonant symphony, each beep a stark reminder of his fragile state. His body felt encased in a heavy, unrelenting weight, every movement a monumental effort, and his mind was engulfed in a thick fog of disorientation and confusion. As he wrestled with the struggle to clear his muddled thoughts, a voice emerged from the shadows, sending an icy chill racing down his spine. "Yes, darling, it's all set. The will is in my favor, Linda," his wife spoke with a cold, detached precision over the phone. Her voice was devoid of warmth, as though it were uttering calculated plans rather than intimate conversations. "Once he's gone, the diner and all his money will be ours." Michael's heart surged with panic and betrayal as he overheard Linda's chilling conversation. He lay motionless, forcing himself to maintain the facade of unconsciousness, barely daring to open his eyes. Through the narrow slit of his vision, he saw Linda's silhouette by his bedside, her presence radiating a chilling detachment. The crushing realization hit him with the force of a tidal wave. Linda, whom he had trusted implicitly, was orchestrating a callous scheme to seize his fortune and usurp control of his cherished diner. To compound his despair, she was entangled in this nefarious plot with a lover, their collusion a knife to his heart. As Linda concluded her phone call, Michael's mind raced through the agonizing sequence of events that had culminated in his current predicament. His suspicions about Linda's fidelity had been simmering beneath the surface for a considerable time. Her late-night escapades, secretive phone conversations conducted in hushed tones, and her sudden, inexplicable disinterest in their once flourishing marriage had all been glaring red flags. Yet it wasn't until that fateful night that his fears were thrust into cruel, undeniable reality. Desperate to confront the truth, Michael had followed Linda to an opulent hotel, his heart heavy with a mix of dread and determination. The sight of her engaging in affectionate gestures with another man in the hotel lobby shattered his world into fragments. Overwhelmed by a tidal wave of grief, anger, and betrayal, Michael had driven aimlessly through the city streets, his anguish fueling his reckless journey. It was this very turmoil that led him to a tragic car accident, leaving him on the precipice of life and death. If you're still tuned into this video and find the story inspiring, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. With an unyielding resolve to reclaim his life and unearth Linda's treachery, Michael made the agonizing decision to feign a coma. He knew he needed to gather his strength and meticulously plan his next steps. Each passing day in the hospital became a test of endurance as he observed Linda's behavior with a growing sense of dread. Her interactions, her cold disregard for his suffering, and her calculated indifference were all part of a sinister play unfolding right before his eyes. Amidst this sea of betrayal and deceit, a beacon of hope appeared in the form of Emily, a compassionate nurse whose kindness contrasted starkly with Linda's cruelty. Emily's touch was gentle, and her eyes conveyed a genuine, empathetic concern that seemed to offer a lifeline in Michael's sea of despair. One evening, when Emily was alone in the room, Michael found a sliver of strength to whisper her name, his voice barely a breath against the oppressive silence. "Emily," he murmured, the word escaping his lips with a tremor of desperation. Emily, startled by the faint sound, turned towards him with wide, concerned eyes. "Please don't let anyone know I'm awake. I need your help." Emily's eyes widened in surprise and concern, but her face quickly softened with understanding. "What do you need from me?" she asked, her voice filled with genuine worry. "I need to get out of here," Michael said, his voice weak yet laced with fierce determination. "Linda is plotting something horrific. I have to stop her before it's too late." Emily's expression turned to one of deep concern and resolve. "You're not strong enough yet, but I promise you I will help you. We'll need to be very careful, but together we can find a way to stop her and uncover the truth." As the weight of their shared mission settled between them, Michael felt a fragile flicker of hope rekindled. Amid his suffering and betrayal, Emily's compassionate support was a glimmer of light in the darkness, a reminder that even in the depths of despair, there could be allies ready to stand by him. Over the following days, Emily and Michael meticulously orchestrated his escape from the hospital. She brought him clothes that had been carefully hidden and assisted him in regaining his strength, practicing walking with a determined persistence. Emily also arranged for a discreet driver to ensure their departure remained under the radar, avoiding any unwanted attention. The plan was executed with precision. Every detail had to be perfect. One quiet night, when the hospital's corridors were bathed in silence, Emily gently wheeled Michael out of his room. Their movements were deliberate and cautious as they navigated the maze of hallways, deftly evading the watchful eyes of staff and security. The air outside was crisp and invigorating, a stark contrast to the sterile confines of the ICU. Michael inhaled deeply, savoring the sensation of feeling alive for the first time in weeks. The drive to Michael's home was fraught with tension. His mind was a storm of conflicting thoughts and emotions, each one vying for his attention. The anticipation of confronting Linda and reclaiming his life weighed heavily on him. When they finally pulled up to his residence, Michael's heart raced with a mixture of hope and apprehension. He fumbled with his keys, only to realize that they no longer worked. Linda had changed the locks. Refusing to be deterred, Michael pressed the doorbell with a firm resolve. Moments later, the door creaked open to reveal a man clad in Michael's robe. A surge of fury erupted within him. This intruder was none other than Linda's lover. "Who are you?" the man sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. "You're not supposed to be here." Before Michael could retort, Linda appeared behind the man, her face drained of color as she locked eyes with Michael. "Michael, but you're supposed to be dead," Linda stammered, her voice laced with panic. "Not quite," Michael said, his tone cold and unwavering. "Linda, it looks like you have some explaining to do." Linda's facade of composure crumbled as she tried to fabricate a story. I thought you were gone." Michael's eyes narrowed into a steely glare. "Cut the act. You and your lover have exactly 5 minutes to gather your things and vacate my home." The man stepped forward, attempting to assert dominance. "Listen, you need to leave now." Michael's gaze remained unyielding. "I'm not going anywhere. This is my home and I am staying. You two are the ones who need to leave." With no viable alternative, Linda and her lover scrambled to collect their belongings and exit the house. As they departed, Michael felt a tumultuous blend of anger and relief. The sting of betrayal was profound, but the act of reclaiming his home and asserting control over his life was a step toward healing. The road ahead would be long and fraught with challenges, but for the first time in what felt like an eternity, Michael was ready to confront his future on his terms. Inside the quiet sanctuary of his home, Michael sank into a chair, his body quaking from the effort of his escape. Emily settled beside him, her touch reassuring as she placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. "You did it, Michael. They're gone." Michael looked at her, his eyes brimming with fierce determination. "This is just the beginning. I've got to rebuild everything they tried to take from me, and I can't do it without your help." Emily's face brightened with a supportive smile. "You've got it, every step of the way." With Emily's unwavering support, Michael felt a surge of newfound strength. The journey ahead would be fraught with challenges, but he was resolute. It was time to reclaim his life, his diner, and his future. The next morning, Michael awoke with a blend of exhaustion and steely resolve. He understood that reclaiming his life and his diner would be no easy feat, but with Emily by his side, hope flickered in his heart. The first step was to reconnect with the people he trusted most: Frank, the diligent janitor, and Sarah, the perceptive dishwasher who had previously warned him about the accident. Emily and Michael made their way to the diner, Michael relying heavily on a cane for support. His steps were slow, but his gaze was unwavering, filled with determination. As they approached the diner, the The staff's astonishment was palpable. They had believed their boss was still in a coma. Whispers of surprise and speculation buzzed through the air as Michael and Emily navigated their way to his office. Frank, the ever-reliable janitor, was the first to notice them. "Mr. Carter, is that you?" we thought. "It's me," Frank Michael replied, managing a weak but genuine smile. "There's a lot to explain, but first I need your help. Could you gather everyone? I have something important to share." Frank nodded eagerly and quickly went about gathering the staff. Within moments, the employees assembled, their expressions a mix of curiosity and concern. Michael took a deep breath, facing them with a solemn, heartfelt gaze. "Thank you all for coming," he began, his voice steady but tinged with emotion. "I know this is a shock, but I needed to see each of you first. I want to extend my deepest gratitude for keeping the diner running while I was away. Your support means more to me than you can imagine." A murmur of appreciation swept through the room as the staff exchanged knowing glances. Michael continued, "I've recently uncovered a betrayal that has shaken me to my core. My wife Linda and her accomplice plotted to seize control of the diner and my fortune. Thanks to Emily's help, I discovered the truth and managed to come back." Gasps of disbelief filled the room, with employees exchanging shocked looks. Michael raised his hand to quiet them. "I understand this is overwhelming, but I need your support more than ever now. Frank, Sarah, please come forward." Frank and Sarah exchanged surprised glances but stepped forward at Michael's request. Michael looked at them with genuine appreciation. If you're still tuned into this video and find the story inspiring, drop a 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. "Frank, you've been a steadfast pillar of this diner for years. Your loyalty and hard work are beyond measure. Sarah, you were the one who warned me about the accident, and I failed to heed your concerns. For that, I owe you an apology and my heartfelt gratitude." Sarah's eyes filled with tears, her voice trembling as she spoke. "Mr. Carter, I only wanted to help." "You did more than help," Sarah Michael said, his voice filled with sincerity. "You saved my life. I want to offer you a promotion to assistant chef. Your dedication and hard work deserve more than just acknowledgement." Sarah's eyes widened in shock. "Assistant chef? Are you serious?" "Absolutely," Michael confirmed with a nod. "And Frank, I need you to continue being the heart and soul of this diner. Your experience and unwavering loyalty are invaluable." As Michael's words resonated through the room, a sense of unity and renewed purpose began to blossom among the staff. The journey to rebuild what had been nearly lost was just beginning, but with the support of trusted allies like Emily, Frank, and Sarah, Michael felt a surge of optimism for the future. The road ahead would be demanding, but he was prepared to face it head-on, determined to restore his life and his diner to their rightful place. Frank's face brightened with an unmistakable sense of pride and loyalty. "You can count on me, Mr. Carter. I've got your back." Michael felt a deep sense of warmth and gratitude from their united front. "Thank you so much. There's one more person I need to find: Jake, the homeless man who pulled me from that burning car." Emily stepped forward with a determined look in her eyes. "I think I know where he might be. He's known to frequent the old warehouse district on 5th Street. It's not the best area, but I've seen him there before." Michael's heart swelled with appreciation. "Let's go find him then." Together, Emily and Michael ventured out from the diner, heading towards the rough and gritty warehouse district. The streets were uneven and littered, reflecting the harshness of the environment. Michael's progress was slow and laborious, each step a testament to the physical toll of his recent ordeal. The night air was cool and carried an edge of melancholy, mirroring Michael's resolve to make things right. As they approached the desolate warehouse, the sight of a solitary figure huddled against the grimy wall came into view. The man appeared exhausted and worn down by life's harsh realities. His clothes were tattered, and his demeanor spoke of countless struggles endured. "Jake," Michael called out, his voice carrying a mix of hope and urgency. The man looked up, his eyes reflecting a flicker of surprise and recognition. "Do I know you?" Jake's voice was rough, tinged with curiosity and guarded caution. "It's me, Michael Carter. You saved my life that night," Michael said, stepping closer with earnest gratitude. As the recognition dawned on Jake's face, a mix of relief and solemnity settled between them. "I remember now," Jake said, his voice softening. "You're the guy from the car accident. I didn't think I'd ever see you again." "Yes, and I owe you more than words can express," Michael said, his voice heavy with emotion. "I want to offer you a job at my diner. You took a risk and went out of your way to help me. This is my way of showing my appreciation and giving you a chance to start anew." Jake's face revealed uncertainty, his eyes clouded with doubt and years of hardship. "A job? I haven't had a real job in a long time. I'm not sure if I'm cut out for it." "Please, Jake," Michael implored, his tone infused with genuine compassion. "Everyone deserves a second chance. I'm rebuilding my life, and I want to help you rebuild yours. You've shown extraordinary kindness, and it's time for you to have an opportunity to move forward." Jake glanced between Michael and Emily, who offered a supportive nod. The sincerity in Michael's offer seemed to penetrate Jake's hesitance. After a moment of deep reflection, Jake nodded with a sense of tentative hope. "All right, I'll give it a try." Michael's expression softened into a grateful smile. "Thank you, Jake. Let's head back to the diner. We've got a lot of work ahead, and I'm relieved to have you on board." As they made their way back to the diner, Michael felt an overwhelming sense of renewal and optimism. The diner, which had once been a symbol of loss and betrayal, now represented the promise of new beginnings and the strength of human connections. With Emily's steadfast support, Frank's unwavering loyalty, and Jake's opportunity for a fresh start, Michael felt a surge of hope and determination. Each step forward was a testament to resilience and the power of rebuilding from the ashes. Michael was ready to face the challenges that lay ahead, knowing that with his newfound allies by his side, he was equipped to reclaim his life, his diner, and his future. The road would be demanding, but Michael was prepared to confront it with unwavering resolve and a hopeful heart. The journey to restore what had been nearly lost was just beginning, and Michael was determined to see it through to the end. As Michael and Jake made their way back to the diner, a renewed sense of hope and determination fueled their steps. Michael felt a surge of optimism, bolstered by the support of loyal friends and a carefully crafted plan to rebuild what had been shattered. This was the dawn of a new chapter, one that promised resilience, loyalty, and redemption. Michael pondered the next crucial step. He needed leverage, something that could expose Linda and her lover's deceitful scheme. "I'm grateful for your resourcefulness, Jake. I think you might be able to dig up some dirt on Linda and her accomplice. Could you help with that?" Jake nodded, his eyes reflecting a glimmer of resolve. "I'll see what I can find. Where should I start?" Michael turned to Emily, who had been a steady presence throughout this tumultuous time. "Emily, can you stay here and keep a close eye on things at the diner?" "Of course, Michael," Emily replied, her voice firm and supportive. "I'll make sure everything runs smoothly and keep the staff motivated." Sarah, ever eager to contribute, stepped forward. "And I'll pitch in with the kitchen. We must keep the diner thriving while you focus on clearing your name." With their roles clearly defined and a plan in motion, Michael and Jake set off to meet Tony, a seasoned private investigator known for his tenacity. Tony's office was located in a gritty part of town, its exterior mirroring the no-nonsense approach he brought to his work. Tony, a grizzled man with a weathered face, listened intently as Michael laid out the details of his situation. His eyes narrowed with focus as he absorbed the gravity of Michael's predicament. "So you believe your wife and her lover were involved in orchestrating your accident?" Tony asked, his fingers tapping rhythmically on his desk as he scratched his chin thoughtfully. "I'm convinced of it," Michael replied, his voice steady but tinged with desperation. "I need solid proof to expose them and reclaim my life." Tony nodded with a determined air. "All right. I'll start digging into this. It might take a few days, but I'll uncover what's hidden. You'll have the evidence you need." With a firm handshake and a sense of tentative hope, Michael and Jake parted ways with Tony. Michael returned to the diner, his mind a swirl of thoughts and plans. He threw himself into the daily operations with renewed vigor, working side by side with Sarah in the kitchen and guiding Jake as he adjusted to his new role as the diner's manager. Days turned into a flurry of activity, each one marked by small victories and ongoing challenges. Michael's presence in the diner began to restore a sense of normalcy and stability. The staff, bolstered by his return, worked with a renewed sense of purpose, and the diner slowly regained its rhythm. One evening, as the diner wound down and the last of the patrons trickled out, Michael's phone rang. The caller ID showed Tony's number, and a wave of apprehension washed over him as he answered. "I've got some information for you," Tony's voice crackled through the receiver. "Meet me at my office." Michael's heart raced with a mix of anxiety and anticipation as he drove to Tony's office. The journey felt interminable, each mile heightening his tension. When he finally arrived, Tony was waiting for him, holding a thick folder filled with documents. Tony's face was grim but resolute as he handed over the folder. This is everything I've found so far. It's a mix of documents, surveillance reports, and testimonies. It paints a clear picture of the conspiracy against you. Michael took the folder with trembling hands, his heart pounding in his chest. He opened it cautiously, his eyes scanning the evidence that could potentially unravel Linda's and her lover's deceit. The pages were filled with damning details, phone records, financial transactions, and incriminating photos. Tony's voice broke through his intense focus. There's more work to be done, but this should give you a solid foundation. Let me know how you want to proceed. Michael nodded, his mind racing with possibilities. Thank you, Tony. This is exactly what I needed. As he left Tony's office, Michael clutched the folder tightly. The road to reclaiming his life was fraught with obstacles, but the evidence in his hands was a beacon of hope. With the support of Emily, Frank, Sarah, and now Jake, Michael felt a renewed sense of purpose. He was ready to confront the betrayal, clear his name, and rebuild his life from the ground up. Tony's voice carried a weight of finality as he handed over the folder. It's all here. Bank statements, phone records, and even emails. Linda and her lover had been orchestrating this scheme for months. They set up the accident and were just waiting for you to die so they could seize everything. Michael's hands shook as he sifted through the damning evidence. Each page confirmed his worst fears, painting Linda's betrayal in chilling detail. The level of deception was far more calculated and sinister than he had ever imagined. Thank you, Tony, Michael said, his voice thick with emotion. This is exactly what I needed. Determined and resolute, Michael knew it was time to confront Linda and ensure she faced justice. He returned to the diner, where Emily, Frank, Sarah, and Jake were waiting, their faces a mix of anxiety and hope. We've got the proof, Michael declared, holding up the folder with a firm grip. Linda and her accomplice are going down. The next crucial step was to present the evidence to the authorities. Michael, with Emily by his side, walked into the bustling police station. They approached Detective Harris, a no-nonsense officer known for his dedication to uncovering the truth. Michael laid out the folder, his voice steady as he explained the situation in detail. Detective Harris listened intently, his brows furrowing as he flipped through the incriminating documents. This is substantial evidence, Detective Harris said, his tone reflecting the gravity of the situation. We'll initiate an investigation immediately. However, be prepared for a legal battle. Linda's not going to give up without a fight. Michael nodded, steeling himself for the arduous journey ahead. I'm prepared for whatever it takes to see justice done. As the investigation unfolded, news of Linda's betrayal and the compelling evidence against her began to spread like wildfire. The diner, once a symbol of Michael's trials, now became a beacon of resilience and community support. The staff rallied around Michael with unwavering dedication, and loyal customers poured in, their presence a testament to their belief in Michael's integrity. One afternoon, as Michael worked alongside Sarah in the kitchen, Emily burst into the room, her phone clutched tightly in her hand. Michael, you need to see this, she said, her voice tinged with excitement and urgency. She showed him a news article displayed on her phone screen. Linda has been arrested, Emily read aloud. The police have amassed enough evidence to charge her and her lover with conspiracy and attempted murder. A wave of profound relief washed over Michael. The weight of the betrayal and the long path to justice had seemed insurmountable, but now it was finally happening. It's happening, Michael said, his voice trembling with a mixture of relief and emotional exhaustion. Justice is being served. That evening, the diner buzzed with a palpable sense of celebration. The staff worked tirelessly to keep up with the surge of customers, their faces reflecting a mixture of pride and exhaustion. Emily and Michael shared a quiet, intimate moment in the office, away from the din of the celebratory crowd. You did it, Michael, Emily said softly, squeezing his hand with a reassuring grip. You stood up to them and emerged stronger. Michael looked into Emily's eyes, seeing the steadfast support that had been his anchor throughout this tumultuous journey. I couldn't have done it without all of you, he said, his voice filled with heartfelt gratitude. This diner, my life, it's all starting to come back together. With a renewed sense of purpose and an indomitable spirit, Michael prepared for the challenges ahead. The road to rebuilding and healing would be long, but with the support of his loyal friends and the community, he felt ready to face whatever came next. The diner, once a symbol of his darkest moments, now stood as a testament to his strength, resilience, and the power of standing up for what is right. Michael's heart swelled with a deep, abiding gratitude as he looked around at the people who had become his steadfast support system. If you're still tuned into this video, and find the story inspiring. Drop a 3 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. I couldn't have done it without all of you. This diner, these people, they're my family now. As the night continued, the weight of betrayal and hardship seemed to lift, replaced by a renewed sense of hope and determination. Michael had weathered the storm of deception and emerged resilient. With his newfound family by his side, he was ready to rebuild his life and embrace the loyal friendships he had forged. The battle wasn't over, but the strength of his community gave him confidence that any challenge could be faced together. The weeks following Linda's arrest were a whirlwind of legal battles and emotional strain. The courtroom drama was intense, and the public scrutiny was relentless. However, with Tony's meticulous evidence and the unwavering support of his diner family, the case against Linda and her lover was overwhelmingly solid. Michael found solace and strength in the faces of his friends and employees, who stood by him through every painful moment. On the morning of the verdict, Michael sat in the courtroom with a mix of anxiety and hope. The air was thick with tension as the judge read the final judgment. Linda and her lover were found guilty of conspiracy and attempted murder. Their sentences were harsh, and Michael felt an immense sense of relief and justice wash over him. As he left the courthouse, Michael was met by Emily, Sarah, Frank, and Jake, their faces glowing with solidarity and support. "It's finally over," Michael said, his voice a blend of exhaustion and relief. Emily enveloped him in a tight hug, her eyes glistening with pride. "You did it, Michael. Justice has been served." Back at the diner, the atmosphere was electric with celebration. The walls seemed to hum with the joyous noise of customers and staff coming together to honor Michael's victory in the dawn of a new era. The diner's resilience and the unwavering loyalty of its people had become a beacon of hope and strength. A few days later, Michael called a crucial meeting with his core team: Emily, Frank, Sarah, and Jake. They gathered in the diner's office, their faces alight with curiosity and anticipation. Michael stood before them, ready to make an important announcement. "I want to express my deepest thanks to each of you for your incredible support," Michael began, his voice steady and filled with sincerity. "This diner wouldn't have survived without your dedication and hard work. I've been reflecting on the future, and I believe it's time for some significant changes." Frank and Sarah exchanged intrigued glances, while Jake leaned forward, eager to hear more. Emily gave Michael's hand a reassuring squeeze, urging him to continue. "Frank, your commitment and expertise have been the backbone of this place. I want you to step up as the operations manager. Your years of hard work and loyalty have earned you this role." Frank's eyes widened in surprise and gratitude. "Operations manager. Michael, I'm honored. Thank you." Michael offered a warm smile. "You've more than earned it." "And Sarah, your promotion to assistant chef is long overdue. Your skill and dedication have been exceptional." Sarah's face lit up with pride and joy. "Thank you, Michael. I won't let you down." Michael's heart swelled with pride as he looked at his team, each person radiating a sense of accomplishment and readiness for the future. The diner was not just a place of business, it had become a family, a sanctuary of resilience, and a testament to the strength of its people. As the meeting concluded and the team dispersed, Michael felt a renewed sense of purpose. The road ahead would be challenging, but with the unwavering support of his new family and the renewed sense of unity within the diner, he was ready to face whatever came next. Together, they would build a brighter future, one filled with hope, integrity, and the enduring spirit of community. Michael turned to Jake, his gaze filled with genuine gratitude and pride. "Jake, your bravery and quick thinking saved my life," he said. "I want you to step up as the new manager. Your street smarts and resourcefulness are exactly what we need to steer this place forward." Jake's eyes widened, and he looked visibly humbled. "I'm not sure if I'm cut out for it, but I'll give it my best shot." Michael placed a reassuring hand on Jake's shoulder. "I have no doubt you'll do great." Michael's attention then turned to Emily. The moment was heavy with anticipation, his heart racing as he prepared to express something deeply personal. He took a deep breath, his emotions swirling. "And last but not least," Emily, Michael began, his voice trembling slightly with emotion. "Your compassion and unwavering support have been my anchor through all of this. There's something important I need to ask you." The room fell into a poignant silence as Emily's eyes filled with tears, her heart mirroring Michael's vulnerability. "Emily," Michael continued, "will you marry me?" The question hung in the air, charged with profound significance. Emily's tears flowed freely as she responded, her voice choked with emotion. "Yes, Michael. Yes, I will." Cheers erupted from the team, their voices blending into a joyous chorus. Michael carefully slipped a ring onto Emily's finger, the symbol of their shared journey and commitment. The Diner family had weathered adversity together, and now they were celebrating a future brimming with hope and love. As the months passed, the diner flourished under the new management. Frank's meticulous attention to detail ensured that operations ran smoothly, while Sarah's exceptional culinary skills drew in new customers, revitalizing the diner's reputation. Jake proved himself to be a natural leader, adeptly handling challenges and earning the respect of both the staff and patrons. Michael and Emily's wedding was a heartfelt celebration, attended by their close friends and the entire Diner family. The ceremony, though simple, was imbued with the depth of their shared experiences. As they exchanged vows, Michael felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the love and loyalty that had guided him through the darkest moments. Life at the diner settled into a harmonious rhythm. Michael found himself looking forward to each day with renewed enthusiasm, surrounded by people who genuinely cared for him. He realized that true wealth lay not in material possessions but in the bonds of friendship and trust that had been forged through trials and triumphs. One evening as the diner was closing, Michael sat with Emily, Frank, Sarah, and Jake. The soft glow of the diner's lights cast a warm ambience over their faces as they reflected on their journey together. "We've been through so much," Michael said, his voice filled with heartfelt emotion. "I couldn't have asked for a better family." The team nodded in agreement, their faces reflecting a shared sense of accomplishment and contentment. The diner, once a symbol of betrayal, had become a testament to resilience, unity, and the transformative power of love and support. As they sat together, the future stretched before them, full of promise and possibility. Frank lifted his coffee cup, his eyes shining with heartfelt sincerity. To resilience, loyalty, and new beginnings he toasted. The others responded with enthusiastic agreement, their cups clinking together in a harmonious symphony of support and celebration. As the warmth of their unity filled the room, the shadows of the past seemed to recede, replaced by the promise of a bright and hopeful future. With his newfound family standing firmly by his side, Michael felt an unwavering confidence that no challenge would be too great for them to overcome. The diner, once a mere backdrop to a tale of betrayal, had transformed into a beacon of hope and redemption. Its lights shone brightly against the encroaching night, casting a warm, inviting glow that seemed to whisper of new possibilities and enduring strength. Michael gazed around at the faces of his friends and colleagues, each one marked by their struggles but united in their shared journey. There was a profound sense of peace in the room, a silent acknowledgement of the trials they had faced and the resilience they had discovered within themselves. The past, with its shadows of betrayal and pain, was now a distant memory. What remained was the unwavering bond that had been forged through adversity. The journey had tested them, but it had also made them stronger, their connections now unbreakable and filled with genuine love and loyalty. In the heart of Los Angeles, amidst the relentless pace of the city, Michael Carter and his diner family embarked on a new chapter. Together, they faced the future with optimism and unity, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead with the strength of their unbreakable bond. As we wrap up this journey of resilience and renewal, take a moment to reflect on the powerful story of Michael Carter and his diner family. Through betrayal and adversity, they've discovered the true meaning of loyalty, love, and redemption. Michael's story reminds us that even in the darkest times, the strength of genuine connections can lead us to a brighter future. So what have you learned from this inspiring tale? How can the lessons of resilience, trust, and perseverance be applied to your own life? We'd love to hear from you. Comment below with one key takeaway or insight you plan to put into practice in your journey. If you enjoyed this video and found it meaningful, please leave your comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more stories and insights that can make a difference in your life. Thank you for watching. And remember, every challenge you face can be an opportunity to grow stronger and find your path to redemption.